talk about it like, yeah, it's what. So good, like their skill just separates them from most of those sunstrikes that come in handy. If it is Drow Ranger isn't really the best hero in tri lanes.
Look at this. KP says, "What trees? I destroy your friends." This is not going to be a fun tree.
Yeah, he tips him. You know, I took your trees, but I'm gonna give you the tip.
Oh, sorry, that's something else that's really interesting, by the way. 897 is Exort.
Yeah,
it's been a while since we've seen this.
I'm actually also surprised considering he has a Drow Ranger on his team, right?
Yeah.
And you have a Drow, and Quaswex actually works really well with her, but alright. Goes for Exort.
Yeah, part of me wonders if it's mainly a case of, by the way, good job, 3 bounty runes. They managed to get good fissure there to help secure this one. But it's, again, you look at the lineup, the cores that they have, this Invoker is going to need to be the true carry for the team in the end. At least that's what Ehome's perhaps going for. Go the Exort, allow Invoker to just sit back and, not allow, but that's what he'll be focused more on, just a farm game. Not looking to get involved with the Quaswex build that we see a lot lately instead.
Yeah, you need some magic damage, I guess. You know, overall you need damage on this lineup. You will have the right clicks from the Enchantress, from the Drow, but some extra, let's say, meatballs coming from the sky will be pretty good too.
So this trial lane, putting pressure on Gabby, who again, position 1 Night Stalker. Correctly there, but look at that.
He might die.
Damage. Yeah, he is fine, but he's gonna have to pop a salve and early regen coming now. That's gonna be a difficult lane for Gabby.
Yeah. When you're playing versus a tree and protector as a melee core, you always feel pressured like this. Even though they did take down the trees on the left side, sadly the creep wave is close enough to tree and they're able to zone out Night Stalker a little bit early on.
Team March getting harassed as well. There is rotation coming in though. Zeus Tim's is gonna go for the pull. Nice one out of it. Meanwhile, you also have Earthshaker rotating with those brown boots of his. We'll see the pull. And truly have a tri versus tri lane down here now.
Yeah, on the top lane I think Enchantress is super fine versus Beastmaster. So this should benefit Ehome a little bit, I believe. As long as they don't lose the tri lane, that is. Also, keep in mind that they always have that Sunstrike to work with, so that's a bonus advantage that they've got.
March, 2 minute coming in and will not get the stack thanks to a block of tree being there. Smart heads up, of course. Earthshaker, he's running away as Zeus found him. Zeus with a 4 mango, so he's not afraid to spam with that lightning bolt of his.
Tree might be in problems here even. He's taking so much damage. One more Thunderbolt and there we go, he's dead. Lightning Bolt. I mean, you can't deal with that Elder Titan like that. You can't let him attack you so many times. He has the Astral Spirit and the passive, so he's dealing out quite a lot of damage if you let him get those stacks up. Top lane, KP might fall here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good attack works from I think Enchantress pretty. 9-3 get 10-1 master though, so actually very even CS wise now, but of course a good kill.
Yeah, overall that's mainly because of the creep equilibrium. Enchantress was pressuring him all the time, but at the same time pushing in the lane, so he was farming under the tower. However, the problem is if you're rotating with Shakers so much, you have this dual lane on the bottom lane with Drow and Tree, and Drow shouldn't have as good of a time as she had in that first few waves.
Running away up here.
Mid lane? Can they dive him? No, they opt not to. KP, however, yeah. He has the quelling blade, so he should be fine, right?
Kill buzz out there.
Was pretty close though. Was pretty close. They could have blocked him on the other side, but chances are very unlikely that they take him down anyway.
Instead of mid lane, using that mark on the forward one of the course, so from Trinity, so expect to see more of that as the game goes on too. Let's have that level 1. Armin currently is.
Did he actually? He actually denied it? They let him deny it. That's very...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually denied it with the Force Spirit. I expected them to take it. At least take it and then the Force Spirit kills the region. But they agreed it out. They wanted to kill him and then take the region so that he cannot cancel it. Yeah, understandable, but backfired. And also, this Invoker on the mid lane is doing fairly well. Like, he's falling behind on the CS, but he's never really super endangered by the gyrocopter. Like, he can never dive him because there's always the Force Spirit to work with. So that's definitely a good help.
One of the veterans coming up on the way. Looks like they're super 2 and not much climbing. But one of the benefits of each of them would be strong enough meaning pitch itself.
He's
diving goes to the TP, and he is successfully TPs to the tier 2 tower, and he pops the stealth. So he's good to go. But you know what, KP is fun. I back to that point of 18-year-old dude, how well it's popping a 20 to 13 narcotics. Not good.
It's not great, definitely. But I've seen some of these matchups in which Gyro would completely dominate Quaswex Invoker and dive him and kill him with one rotation from Zeus, let's say. Overall, he stayed alive. Is it perfect? Yeah, I completely agree. Definitely not.
How about Gabby, by the way? This dude is unfavorable matchup early on. He is now top CS in the game, and it's nighttime, by the way, time of game. It's looking good.
This is the hero definitely to look out for. Like, usually how he plays is he doesn't rotate way too much with the Night Stalker early on until he gets his dags. But in a game such as this one, I believe that's also an option for him. He can just continue rotating and chasing this Drow Ranger down. On the other hand, like, I don't think they respect the power that TNC will have in the mid game on the side of eHome, that is, because Enchantress, I believe she's building into a Midas. Yeah, that's a Midas completed for her.
Yeah. Okay. Set up hopefully the exchange flow. 297. He's 2-1 hero. That kind of goes back to that point. I was expecting to go this thing's sort of build, but he goes to Midas. Talk about a great game right now.
That would be way too greedy. Like, if he goes for Midas, they'll just lose. I think like he has to brush nags or something like that. No, going Midas would be too much, but he might just do it. I mean, sometimes when you're Enchantress and you have a really good laning stage, like, you can afford to go for Midas and still scale fairly well. It's one of those heroes that's super hard to take down in the mid game, so it doesn't truly matter too much what you have. But if he had the Force Stab, perhaps that could help them quite a lot versus Night Stalker after he has the Antagonims and Crippling Fear, right? That's why I'm thinking. But overall, if you know that Gabi is going to just chill out and wait until he has his Agonims, then you can read out as well and hope for the best, try to match his pace later on.
Treatment here, gonna get the counter ward off with a Calling Blade in hand. In game's happening right there, the Irish no, but eventually Gabby has to fall back and need to fall towards the to get called. It just enhanced the point. I'm longer because of getting the earlier ags. It does sound pretty crazy. I can't see I've seen this position 1 ag run pill before, but I am excited for sure to see what Gabby does.
Teams. He does have a 4 to work with. But there's a Centaur, so he's just dead, yeah. It's just that.
Right there. That Sunstark has good coordination. Part of Eho, make sure to land the that. So he's giving us information. He's sitting on 1,500 gold, nothing queued up currently, so I wonder if he's still thinking as well.
I guess it is Midas, right? If you're saving up this much, at this point, I guess you might just as well get the Midas, get it over with. You have two Midases, hope for the best for late game. You are playing versus a Beastmaster and Gyro, so they will pressure you super hard early on. And I don't know, we'll see if these Midases will pay off. It's always dangerous, it's always the double-edged sword, right? Like if you manage to hold for some time, like that Midas pays off, but if you don't, like you just lose all map control and the Midas doesn't matter any longer. And also Midas as an item has been nerfed quite hard, it's not nearly as strong as it used to be. It's more expensive.
Yo, and that's fair. It's completely almost 2,000 dollars. It is very safe to say. Yeah, I'm gonna be this well for else you mentioned Beastmaster parallel. Gabby, he pops that Hunter, then he gets the kill on Tree. Dodges the stun strike, just enough to survive. He can two perfect self before we're gonna take out of base. Cold F will stop. Gabby is unable.
There are some
Shouts that will 50% kills.
Two kills for the draw range, and they only fed the treant, right? So overall a pretty good trade for them. But this is all happening before Gabi gets his Aghanims. He has 1,500 gold almost with the older axe, so halfway there. But yeah, pretty good by eHome so far. 1k ahead when it comes to Petford, 5 kills, 5-2, and they will take down this tier 1 on the bottom lane most likely. There's no nighttime to work with as Gabi pretty much is out of mana and that cooldown is there.
And of course that being because for home we got she's gonna go Hurricane Pike. I'm guessing Chantra's gonna the lens shoot out. So they'll eventually get to those Hurricane Pikes. It's certainly gonna be powerful tools.
You need those forces. You need as many force stats as possible versus him. But one good thing is that they realize that usually how TNC plays around this Night Stalker is that they wait for his Aghanims, and because of that, what they did is I've seen some teams decide to go all in and try to win the game in the mid game before he gets online, but it backfires. Like you take a lot of objectives across the map, you don't close the game out, he gets Aghanims and you lose. So they're trying a bit of a different approach with two Midases. They're still taking objectives, but they're also making sure that they'll be able to scale fairly well too. So even though TNC, they have proven so many times that their Night Stalker is crazy good, they're definitely in for a pickle later on.
Archie already near the land, dealing with the following up the quarters of the house. Push towers, and then be a turret.
It's so good that you're able to push even though you have two Midases, right? It's pretty legit.
And Devin gets 15 arm the jungle. He's got next yeah. So a bit purple. We'll call it build for the evoker. Good. But they're also working on Hurricane Pikes as mentioned, so the Hurricane Pikes and that's you know, we have a second time coming up in 2 more minutes or so, and that lined up with the Axe pickup for Night Stalker, so it continues to be that's the focus. It feels like it's getting on hell. But Axe for Jumper Powder, by the way, really a lot about it. But Armel.
Have eyes on him. Nothing really special of Beastmaster or the other heroes. Zeus, your arcane boots, perhaps Elderlands, Elder Titan, whatever, doesn't really have a lot, just boots. So yeah, pretty much everything will come together for the Gyro and the Night Stalker in this next night time. And it's insane how much Night Stalker has been able to get, like, and has been able to farm, considering what a rough start he had in the first few waves. You're playing versus a tree, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty impressive. There's other things done before. And he right now and the tower in up at turn them enough and they bought him to but it's up for now. So
yeah, the map control definitely hasn't been lost by TNC, and that tier 1 the bottom lane, it's something you expect to lose early on, right? Like, you expect to lose it before minute 10 even, during that first phase. So overall, losing 1 tower so far with a lineup that's as greedy as theirs isn't too bad. But considering there's 2 Midases on E-Home, it's understandable, definitely.
Play TP. All the on to start. Protector tries to set this up. Folks now come in and with the huge rotation. Zinq will get credit for the last hit, so no chance to at that point.
Yeah, 4-man rotation. 4-man rotation, which is really good, as runes are about to spawn bounty runes on the top lane, so perhaps they can control both of them. Both of these, let's see. It looks like they won't try, as Drow and Tree are on the bottom lane. He actually gets it? What?
Yeah.
I was sure Tree was closer there, even with the lack of movement speed. I thought he got it. All right. 3 for 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're the ones that lost the player, yet they still get 3 bounty hits. And here we go. Look at Invoker. He's in trouble. The science is up. It finally wears off though. He gets his ghost walk, but they have the dust, of course. The call down. It's not even real needed just to secure it. And Faith Beyond also dropping because of it too. Flying on top of him. He also falls. And this Night Stalker says, yes, it's nighttime. And you're all my food. For Shaker, you're not gonna go away. Double kill now for Gabby, and it's like, you know, we saw this coming from a mile away. It's now happening.
We just saw it happen so many times before, so many TNC series. The same thing, Gabby gets his agents and they just roll over you instantly afterwards. Like, it looked like E-Home had a decent game, didn't it? Like, 2 Midases, they were getting pick-offs, pressuring objectives. The moment Night Stalker gets the axe, everything changes. You lose your 2 cores, you lose another support with it. It's just a completely different game from this moment onwards. And from this moment onwards, it's on E-Home to try and stay alive, to try and farm up their 4 staffs, their items like the Aghanims on the Invoker that they so desperately will need. Bot lane? 3?
Yeah. And you're dead. This is where the game really gets difficult for Tree now. If it wasn't already. Obviously, you have Zeus enhancing his farm quite a bit. He's at 2,500 gold. Tim's just going to eventually just click that axe and put it in his inventory too. We're going to support Zeus. Certainly something to worry about. But yeah, we keep being so focused on this Night Stalker for good reason. But by the way, Gyrocopter's leading the farm right now and has his own axe. And he is TPing middle. Looks like TNT wants to make a play over here.
Yeah, Gabi looks like he wants to make a play. He's so deep. Like, considering where his teammates are, he's going much deeper, and he definitely can. It's nighttime after all.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah.
There is 1 4 staff on the Drow Ranger, so that's something that can help you out against him, but it's not enough.
Dark Ascension is almost off cooldown, 10 more seconds. We'll have that free mobility. Sees the Earthshaker there, who's gonna do some counter warding in the meantime. But Drow, he'll lead the way middle lane, pushing it in. You mentioned the 4 staff he has, but still, yeah, I was gonna say he needs to be somewhat careful. Gets the 4 staff off though and gets away.
They see Gabi on the top lane, and when you see the Night Stalker, you can play on the other side of the map, but that's pretty much the only place where you can play at the moment. You don't want to be fighting into him. Gabi, he's doing this Aghanims BKB Blink Dagger build, which pretty much destroys anyone that needs to use some mobility-based ability, like invoke Ghost Walk, let's say, or Gush from VT Fade, something that can get you away from the Night Stalker. Once he pops a BKB and blinks on top of you, you can't pretty much escape any longer.
the axe finished on Invoker, so talk about some key items. Certainly one there for eHome. And they do have these Midas continuing to work, so yes, it was impressive. We saw the 15-minute mark, and Gabby ran them over, got 3 kills, or at least for the team right there. But here we are now, a couple minutes later, not much else has happened yet. From their side, we might have an engagement. Son of March, a free kill for them. Find out their time, get a sneaky there. Gabby's a little too far.
Yeah, the thing is, we've seen the Aghanim pick up by the Night Stalker, and instantly they pounce, they got a couple of kills, but it's not super necessary for them to do that, not instantly at least, because what this Aghanims does to Gabby is it allows him to farm really fast. So with the Aghanims, you as a Night Stalker can actually boost your farm quite heavily. It's a really team fighting oriented item, but at the same time it helps you out when it comes to farming quite a lot too. 897, good tornado.
Swole. And not going to chase too much supporting gas nearby.
Yeah, Gyro is on the other side of the map, Zeus as well, so they decide not to go for that.
Zeus almost has that X, by the way. All it needs is the point booster. It's just about their 12-minute runes. And take from VT and just it's down here.
I think that's a bill. I think that's a blink dagger with the bounty runes taken. Should be a blink for the shaker too, right? So they have some extra initiation abilities on the side of eHome. But BKBs are being built. BKB almost done on Night Stalker. Same can be said for Armel, as he's just like 1,000 short.
Dark Ascension will go down for 70 seconds. It was daytime, so it's fighting right now. And we talked about how the opposition fighting around cooldowns. It certainly feels like one of those timings if you're eHome. Okay, Dark Ascension cooldown, it's daytime. This is a time to maybe make a play, but they're not necessarily looking like that's going to be the case, although Drell's pressuring mid lane a little bit once again. It's your fallback.
He's actually going in.
Okay, holds, gets it, Kramaror, and the follow-up, is it gonna be enough damage? Homing Missile connects, and down goes Drow. Meanwhile, top lane, they kill Night Stalker though, and they get the tower, so I think eHome certainly wins that exchange.
Yeah, overall, you killed the Night Stalker, who you were so afraid of, and you slowed down his BKB progression. At the same time, you did lose Drow mid, and it's the similar situation. She's also building into the BKB. They tip each other, and they're like, yeah, we screwed up. It's understandable, both of these cores. I think Drow Ranger might have screwed up a bit more, going for that tier 1 on the mid lane, but I guess he expected the Beastmaster to be somewhere else. He just died so easily there. They actually didn't even understand why he's dying so easily and why he has no support around him, because if you saw the way Gyro was moving in and out of that, you know, like he goes in the river, uses the rocket barrage, but then moves out a bit like, hey, this is a trap, right?
Got Zeus now with the X finished. So that Nimbus Cloud online. But again, it feels like the next nighttime is really what TNC is waiting to happen. And so obviously eHome on the other side of the spectrum there in terms of, okay, well, this is continues to be our time to have some freedom, make some plays. Dark Ascension is ready to go with that in mind. And the BKB is not finished yet, but almost has it. So speaking of Gabby, about 300 gold away.
Yeah, he should have it very soon. BKB on Gabby, and then we'll see a fight around that next nighttime, as you just said. I also want to see just how strong this Enchantress will be with the BKB and Alacrity from Invoker, because you have the Precision Aura, right? You have 120 attacks from that, and then you're gonna have Alacrity on top of it. Like, this Enchantress is going to be a Gatling gun. With the Enchantress. So maybe that's the necessary amount of damage that they'll need to take down the Night Stalker.
True.
Usually when you're playing versus her, what you have to be thinking about is, I mean, when you're playing against anything, when you're playing every single game, you're thinking about where to take your fights. But when you're playing versus Enchantress, if you're taking a fight on your high ground, it's so good because it prevents her from perhaps even seeing uphill, but also missing a lot of her attacks. So it's good.
Well, here we go. The Roshan being done by TNC. BKB just delivered to Gabby. They're basically telling Ehome, come stop us, please. That's not gonna happen. Sunstrike scouts it out at the last second, maybe even try to steal the Roshan kill. Either way, not the case. Armel picks up the Aegis, playing the gyrocopter, and TNC is gonna spread from there. But another minute, and not only will we have the bounty spawn, but of course nighttime coming out. Night Stalker is certainly ready for that. We mentioned the BKB, and now the Blink has been queued up for him to follow. There's a Maelstrom pickup for Gyrocopter, so enhancing that farm a bit now. And gonna start becoming more of that right-click gyro to take them into the later game, if that's where we end up going at this rate.
Yeah. If you click on the Night Stalker, you'll see not only the Blink queued up, but a Nullifier too, and that's pretty much the state of the game, which becomes impossible for any hero to play against the Night Stalker, right? He blinks on you, he crippling fears you, so you're silenced, and then he nullifies you. It's pretty much a following bomb on top of you. It's impossible to deal with, and 4 stabs won't help you unless it's from your teammates saving you. However, top lane smoke.
Looking for this banner in play. There we go. Enchantress are gonna jump. Not the easiest of kills. It's the magic damage isn't there with the BKB. No, it's not. And Drowsell's gonna hold them off. Look at Armel still wants to go in. Armel's gonna die because of this. The Aegis down, popping Gabby. He's in now, however, another BKB. This one on BT Faded. He's gonna have to TP out after, which he'll do. So the only death ends up being Zeus. On the Radiant side, he died elsewhere. Of course, a Aegis kill as well. 897.
He has the dust. He caught him with the dust. 897. He might fall here. He might be the secondary target to fall. It seems he does take down one bounty on the other side, though.
Hey, he does get taken out. He mentioned, though, March also getting picked up in the backlines, however, from Ehome. So they're doing a good job of still making numbers happen. Why almost getting the jump on a gyrocopter, but a little bit too far as Drow and Enchantress were in the area. So yeah, that's Enchantress it feels like it's probably the worst target to jump here if you're TNC, and kind of played out that way.
She only survived because she had that BKB, right? And she popped it. 10-second one, so another fight.
Shaker. Miss Cloud is down, but not hitting anybody. Now with the root on top of Night Stalker, despite the BKB, cannot shade. So they do kill Tree. But if you're Ehome, you're fine with that. You will not be fine with the death on Enchantress, though, and I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. The heal's coming out. The attendance does have another BKB as well. It's not even necessary. Gonna get hit by the homing missile, and we'll just tank at the tower. So
Gabby had that blink, he could pounce on the Drow and Enchantress at any given point in that whole fight, but he knows that Xingqiu is around there somewhere, lurking with the blink and the Echo Slam, so he opts not to do that. Instead, he's just like, alright, let's just fall back, let's just farm this out, let's just wait for our cooldowns and our spells, so after that we can fight again. Super controlled and disciplined maneuver from him, definitely. Considering he's a Night Stalker, I would have jumped. I would go ham right there, like, with that Blink Dagger.
Felt like a prime time, but not the case. And you know what, especially with the lineups here, and more so on TNC side, I am shocked right now. There's only 19 kills in this game combined. Only 9 for TNC. 27 and a half minutes in, and have 9 kills with this lineup. That feels very low of what it should be.
I think what usually top players and I don't know lower tier pros don't realize is just how important it is to have a solid formation around your cores when you're playing versus such aggressive heroes such as Night Stalker. The way Drow and Invoker are farming basically allows their team to play around them and prevent TNC from making any super aggressive moves. That's why every time they go on Enchantress or on Drow, they perhaps get 1 kill, but they lose 1 or 2 in return. And that's why the number of kills like this is game is much more aggressive than we expected top lane.
They're going for another one. Enchantress mentioned she's a tough kill, but they got the jump with the Primal Roar, and she could not beat KB this time. And no supporting cast nearby to help her. But she's out for 50 seconds, and this is opening now for TNT. Doesn't making a play with it. They have Dark Ascension still ready for Gabby. You got the MP Tornado coming from him. He's just trying to delay this as much as possible. Drow will also run in to assist, but Drow now caught by the stomp.
Caught, but they have no mana on Night Stalker, and it's very deep too, so they can't really go for that. Also, I was talking about the formation, but the fact is, if you are playing with your supports, you're playing around Invoker and Drow, and then Enchantress is left alone to press the lane as far as possible, and she pressed it a little bit too far. She put it a little bit too far over there, and they punished the Enchantress, as she is the one that's able to survive on her own if she's able to pop that BKB. Sadly, Fate Beyond wasn't able to do that there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Are you
attack.
there? Okay, oh my god, I thought that was me again. We look good on our end. I think the Discord crashed off for him, or it might have been lagging out. But we see at the bottom lane, the massive TP is coming out from TNC as we get the 30-minute mark coming up. Okay, you there, Lizard? No, that was you. That was you this time.
I guess Mickey is gone again. I guess only from Discord, guys. And
Lizard, can you hear me?
let's see what's happening here on the bounty rooms. TNC take the bottom two on the top lane.
Lizard.
Actually, yeah. TNC takes
Can you hear me?
bounty rooms, and Fiend steals one away. I'm just gonna continue casting in case the internet didn't fail completely, and you guys can actually watch this.
I'm gonna rejoin the call.
But I'm afraid.
Lizard, you there?
I'm here, my man.
No, I was here this whole time, so the stream's fine and everything. For that, I believe that was either Discord or you. I'm not sure.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I think it might have just been Discord, because I actually heard you talking that whole time, but apparently you couldn't hear me.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you at all. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's a crazy morning, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. The good news is we're still here. We're good to go. We saw the bounty rings being picked up there, but that was that. Yeah, TNC was clearly trying to maybe play for a fight, but not the case. And instead, we continue on to a little more passive in that sense game. I mean, you have Armel, we talked about, he's now got a full Mjolnir. He's got the Blink queued up. Interesting there.
Yeah, you just want to get...
Oh, now he switches.
Yeah, he switches it to the Satanic. Gabby will have his Nullifier on as well. And now if you're TNC, you have to find a way to fight E-Home outside of their base. If you can do that, if you can find these fights somewhere else, then you can take them definitely. But going uphill and pushing without taking any pickoffs first is extremely difficult versus a Drow and Invoker.
Earthshaker gonna meet up with the Drow. Speaking of her over here. As, ooh, there's that Nullifier finish. Talked about it earlier. Seemed like makes sense item on the hero. Not an item we see too often, but this game certainly could do some work with it. Into tree as a lightning bolt coming down, so this tree, I'll say that, I mean, considering how difficult of a matchup this felt like it was going to be for Tree, it's actually doing pretty good.
Yeah,
you know, it's not
right.
chain feeding. He's got 4 deaths, but not the end of the world.
There's a smoke though. They might run straight into Gabby, and it's on their shrines, so they feel comfortable here, yeah. Gyro,
Well, Tornado caught one of the backlines Elder Titan. However, they're looking to turn this, and they will. ZinQ, he went too deep. Primal Roar catches him in place, and now Gabby's in chase. Dark Ascension, he's got a blink as well to science up. No. He goes north instead for the tree. And they will find him, so they go for the easier kills. Gabby going further. No, he's just going to clean up the creep wave.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they didn't go for the Drow or the Enchantress with that Nullifier, because they already used their 4-stats, their Hurricane Pilot, right? So if he nullifies one, there's no save. There's no other hero that can force it. So then again, he goes for the tree instead. He gets the easier kill, and they just wait out the rush, I guess, which will respawn in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Not the fastest one, but they're playing it much safer. And we'll see if eHome can actually capitalize on that to get these extra few items that they need, and perhaps get a couple of pickoffs on this gyrocopter and Night Stalker. They need to slow them down right now.
You know, we'll never know how the game could have been if they didn't go these minuses specifically on Invoker and everything. But also, we talked about that earlier, how it was a play of, it was a little bit, it's of course greedy, and the idea that as a result of going this, they were going to take it perhaps a little bit more into the later game. So where I'm getting at eHome's credit, I mean, we're getting to that state. It's now 34 minutes in, and these Midas pickups are certainly continuing to increase in value more and more, especially for this Invoker. He's working on the Shivas now. Is this a game where you can see eHome definitely contesting in the late game against a full farm gyrocopter?
No, why not? I think so. I think they definitely have heroes that are able to take down the gyro and the stalker later on. You have Evoker, Gyro Ranger, and Enchantress. Like that amount of damage can take down anything in this game, as long as you get the proper item builds, right? You're gonna need an MKB if he goes for Butterfly at some point, and that's pretty much it. I think these Midases definitely were the right decision for them, considering how the game went on later on. So they're much better prepared for the late game with them, and also if it comes to high ground defense, Adriot, if he fall on the top lane, let's see. Yeah, he's just gone.
Again, the game continues to be very difficult for him, but another death right there. Hey, if it's only him dying and nobody else,
exactly,
we'll be fine with that.
If you're in position 5 like that and you die and you pretty much force every single hero of theirs to rotate in, that's good. But the only problem is Rosh is up and nighttime is there too, so Garo goes straight into the pit.
This is looking like it's going to be a very easy Roshan for the side of TNC, so not only the Aegis, but of course the Cheese as well. We also see a Lotus Orb on Beastmaster, so he is playing that full utility Beastmaster, the other Vlads. Lotus Orb on the top, thinking about a 4-staff next. Okay, well, there you go. Nice timing there from A97. Gets the kill, Invoker. However, he's trying to get away from this Night Stalker. Eventual 4-staff comes out to help him do so. But Gabby's not done yet. Gabby's still thinking about going to MVP Fate. It could be the next candidate. Has a BKB. Certainly going to come into play if he does jump. And here we go again. Double silence on top of several heroes. The BKB pop by Faded. And down goes Tree. Has a buyback, by the way. May come into play. He's in a yet. The rest are going to run for eHome and they'll be fine. So instead, focusing on the tower. Look at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Shaker putting a little bit of pressure on the tower.
Yeah, there's a problem for KP there. He jumps in, but he can't really roar anyone. There's Lincoln's on Gyro Ranger in the end, just forces himself to roar Trinity Protector, who they do take down, but it's not really a major target. So what do they get? 2 towers in return, while Xinkyu is split pushing the bottom lane. Overall, eHome, I think they retreated fairly well in that situation. It could have been much worse for them. And you can see this blue line coming from March instantly. Take this tier 2 or don't even take this tier 2, just run straight top, because that's where they will try to get out and get some farm.
BT Faded on Gyro Ranger has certainly done a great job as well. Second overall in the net worth. Is a little bit behind the Gyrocopter, but considering the state of the game, very impressive again, especially considering she's the only core on the team not with the Hannah Midas. And of course, with the way she can flash farm, doesn't need it. Top lane, they want to catch her. Night Stalker's coming in. Lucy's here as well. Okay, the Nimbus Cloud coming out, gonna force the BKB. And I do not believe, can they have a Primal Roar?
They have, but she has Lincolns. So
oh, it's Lincoln, yeah.
Lincolns and BKB. They needed to somehow pop the Lincolns first and then force her to use the BKB, but unfortunately that didn't happen and she runs away. Let's use the 1 BKB charge, so that's pretty much a decent victory for them. And they smoke up, they're going in again.
Oh, this tree though. This tree will expose them and Gabby's like, damn it, I want to kill you now. I mean, they'll do that, but again, that's kind of a minor victory for eHome. Really, it allows the team to see where the others are at. They can now play defensive accordingly. And that's exactly what's going on. In fact, screw defensive, they're going offensive. Gabby gonna be jump, Cataclysm comes out, but the follow-up wasn't really there. The best as a good force down to save Gabby. Now he's back in. Here comes the Astral Spirit as well. Gabby's taking chunks of damage from this Enchantress despite the BKB. I'm gonna be somewhat careful, but VT faded. He's tanky enough.
No buyback. 90
no buyback.
seconds without the drought, yeah.
All right, 85 seconds. That is quite a while. In fact, now Earthshaker, he's going to make his way out. Or Enchantress being run dead for the Gyrocopter. Look at the attacks from Gyro, by the way. With that Mjolnir. And down goes Enchantress for 70. So suddenly, I guess they overstepped right there. TNC, the good reaction, a counter, I suppose. But man, this is what we're talking about, the bait or the sacrifice for Tree and how it's going to love to play defensive. Not the case, I guess.
Yeah, the tree basically is very necessary for Equal in these fights because of the overgrowth. I believe that's the necessary control that you have to have. Shaker alone isn't just enough.
Tree?
Yeah, tree. Yeah, speaking of Tree, he's dead again.
But now he's back. Does have overgrowth, again ready to go, but with 2 cores still dead, both Enchantress and Drow, what is it really gonna do? Invoker, you just keep throwing abilities at you. Gabby though says, I'm tired of your spells. I want to kill you. We'll do just that. Has a buyback on Invoker, but this just could be the beginning of the end now. It's a lineup that certainly has that potential that just snowballs off of one big fight.
Yeah,
And
they do have Ancient Drow coming up in 5 seconds. So I guess Invoker will buy back as that happens, and they'll try to put one last fight.
Eventually. Daytime coming in, so yeah, there's the buyback. BKB TP from Gyrocopter. Looks like it is going to be successful, however. Elder Titan is caught, and so is the Beastmaster. So Elder Titan dead, Beastmaster also falls. So they get a couple of kills out of it. Again, requires the buyback on Invoker to do so.
Yeah,
they did lose the melee rank bottom as well.
Yeah, not fantastic. Is Imps gets 2 bounty rooms on the bottom lane, Night Stalker 2 bounties on the top lane. Also the buyback forth, like you said, 2 lanes down. Ehome is in a really rough spot, and let's see, Night Stalker mid lane versus Invoker. Can you get him?
Yes.
And that's a dieback, so you don't have a buyback on your Invoker either anymore. But you know, it's Ehome's mistake to try and fight the way they did. Like Shaker going in super aggressively around that shrine is the one fight that TNC needed. TNC needed just that one fight and they're done. I mean, they've been playing really well overall in this game, and partly because of them that didn't work. Like they went back very well. They baited out the Shaker and the Cataclysm, and then they moved back in and just cleared up Ehome. But then again, if you're playing versus TNC, you have to understand just how mobile they are, and those kind of mistakes will be punished.
Yeah, suddenly the kills have added up. Daedalus finished on Night Stalker. Okay, this is one of those you take a screenshot of these items and you're like, guess my hero.
Yeah,
it would be very difficult to guess.
I guess the Blink and BKB kinda gives it away because of the Night Stalker. Blink BKB agonist. And partly Nullfire, but Daedalus is just like some next level right there. Some mind games. And Gabby with his Daedalus will be able to take down that Invoker in a few hits. Especially now that he's going to find a double damage tool.
Well, I saw this and I'm like, oh, did he go the attack speed talent? But no, he didn't actually do that. He still goes the Dark Ascension cooldown at 25. So that's what I find most interesting about it. But either way, he certainly is going to be putting out plenty of right-click damage.
He doesn't have a BKB in inventory. That could be problematic.
There's a stun. Got the gem trying to help him out. Cannot catch Earthshaker. TP out. Over here, that's a dead Zeus. Let's do Enchantress and Tree. And now they gotta run.
I think Tree needs to sacrifice himself. Yeah, just realize you're gone. Help Fate Beyond get out. Oh, Roar is there.
No Lincolns on Enchantress.
No buyback on Enchantress as well. Lincoln's, yeah, but no buyback is probably the worst thing, as 90 seconds without that edge. no gold for the buyback actually, and they can just pressure the high ground again. I think like the biggest thing that eHome has got going for right now is the high ground defense. They should be really strong at it, but sadly they choose to fight outside of their base time after time, and because of that they're 2 sides down at the moment. Just look at that damage.
Yeah. It's solid. I mean, it's such an alacrity throwing it up, but it's not going to be enough in the end. They can't keep Gyrocopter in place. At least for the kill, but they won't. So they will deter the push enough for now, and 40 more seconds for Enchantress. Get her back up. So it feels like a game where eHome can continue to kind of hold, but it's like the what end really.
Exactly. If they had another side, perhaps it would be a much more even of a game. But at the moment they're 18k behind, and it's a really good question that you just put, because they can hold, but when can they actually get out of their base and pressure and push, right? Because the moment they're on the low ground, it's so easy for TNC to fight. And now they'll have that Aegis Cheese and an Aghanims. I wonder who they'll give the axe to. I guess March, right? Like KP or March? Yeah, it's March. You get that spell immunity when you're casting Echo Stomp. Yeah, not really the best Aghanim Scepter out there, but...
I mean, yeah, it was only 2 options. The other 3 already have their ag, so...
And you don't want to give it to Beastmaster because of the roar, right? Like, you're just gonna blow them away from Night Stalker.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive there, so yeah, certainly just give it to... They would have preferred a refresher, I think is the point, but either way, they get the ags. You know, a spell immutable casting that. There's the good news. Speaking of ags, you got this is plenty to be in this game. Enchantress is trying to get one of her own. Drow, okay, Drow switched for now. He's actually got the Silver Edge now queued up, but had one earlier queued up. But point is that they're just going to continue to kind of sit in the base and push out what they can. They would love an axe on Treant Protector, especially with how deep he is right now, but that's not going to happen. There's no way he's even going to get close there.
It's pretty much all about TNC and how they managed to get a couple of pickoffs now. Look, on the top lane. Well, that Nullfire was a bit late, actually. He blinked onto the Invoker, but didn't manage to nullify him on time, and 897 does survive that aggression from Gabby. But considering he had that level 25 and the minus 40 seconds Dark Ascension cooldown, nothing really of big value was lost for him.
275 cast range picked up by Zeus at level 25. He's also got
Plus
the refresher, by the way. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I think this high ground push is actually possible for them even without getting some pickoffs. Considering they're 30k ahead and they have this double Nimbus when they start pressuring, I guess they can go YOLO, right? And Night Stalker just jumps in from behind. Still, it does give eHome an opportunity to come back if they really position themselves well on that high ground and they manage to take down Gyro and Night Stalker.
I was gonna say, Gyrocopter actually had 9,600 gold. He just spent a little bit of it. So now he's only at 8,000 gold.
Only at 8,000 there, I see.
Yeah.
He's going for that AC, for some utility for the whole team and armor for himself. Interesting, but like you don't really see AC on Gyro often.
Yeah, I was gonna say Night Stalker actually is going AC as well, and he already has a Hyperstone, so
miscommunication perhaps. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume so, or he might turn that into a Moon Shard. To be fair, Night Stalker just hasn't changed yet, but
nah, he has the recipe flying over, so yeah.
Eventually that'll get communicated, I'm sure, as Gyrocopter hasn't really bought anything towards the AC. Again, he can still use a Moon Shard himself. He can get, of course, the Ags Blessing on, so still options there. Just spend all that gold he's making. Of course, Divine Rapier is also something to think about, too, for a Gyrocopter. Now, when you're in the lead like this and pushing in, it's probably unnecessary, but maybe? I think he just bought a Basher, by the way.
Yeah, he got the Basher.
Oh, that's a low sword. Left on a KP, and now comes a Sunstrike, and now KP's in trouble. Oh, he stunned himself to lead to a death. That's awkward.
A lot of BKBs were forced out from eHome, so they still have to be careful. But considering they took down Beastmaster, it's TNC that are going to retreat even with that Aegis. So yeah, this is the power of eHome's lineup, and I actually expected them to utilize this a little bit earlier, but nope. They tried to fight and they outside their base and they lost two sides, but now that when they do fight on their high ground, you can really see how strong they are.
This Invoker is using the Ghost Walk to scout things out, see where they're at. Somebody had a gem earlier. Do they still have the gem?
Night Stalker had it, but he gave it, I believe, to Beastmaster, and he dropped it. Yeah, I believe he dropped it outside. Yeah, it's in the diary fountain right now.
Okay. Yeah, Beastmaster actually already has another one on him, so it's good to go once again. But yeah, until he's up, they won't have it ready to use. Invoker, also almost level 25. It'll be interesting to see what she gets. Of course, in a game like this where you're trying to delay as much as possible, tornado cooldown does feel pretty good, but Radio Deafening Blast also has its value. And there's the Aegis reclaim, so enough stalling by eHome to force out another reclaim. They can keep doing this. It feels like and it's easy for us to say. It's like, come on, they can just group up as 5, go in, double Nimbus Cloud, etc. But it's understandable. They're a little scared. It's quite the tournament they're playing for here.
It's pretty difficult as well. You're playing versus Invoker and Drow. The high ground push is never easy. I think one good item to pick up on the side of TNC would be a Abyssal Blade to help them out. But we'll see. Yeah, Jaro is getting there at least. He has, I believe he has it completed too. He just needs to send courier.
Or why even is trying to run this whole time and get out of here. He's gonna pop an overgrowth to make his initial escape, but the chase is just way too strong. And you talked about the Abyssal Blade. There you go. Gyrocopter has it. The Ag's Blessing in hand too. Nice Stalker. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, well maybe not. Darkest Enemy's going in. He wants to make a play. Get the BKBs activated. And Invoker's gonna drop like a freaking rock. Oh,
does have the buyback, but man, that Night Stalker is just 1v5 them, 1v4. He just jumped into all.
I mean, again, Nimbus Cloud was there, 2 of them in fact, but yes, I get your point. He was certainly not afraid, and for good reason. Invoker will buy back. And that's now time to fall back for TNC.
Yeah, pretty good play by them, forcing that Invoker buyback. Now they have a win condition, right? All you have to do is you have to catch this Invoker and kill him. If you manage to do that, the game should be over, as he has no buyback. It was much simpler for them than I expected it to be, but yeah, Night Stalker just manned up, jumped into all of them, and killed off Invoker.
Invoker continues to be so close to level 25. We're gonna try to counterboard right here with his Earthshaker. Of course, understandably very scared, as you pointed out. He's in a spot now with no buyback, so death on him could very likely be the actual game. Drow Rangers managed to pull up 7,200 gold, so Drow's gonna buy something and could get that Silver Edge, could go a different direction. We saw the Ag she had queued up earlier too.
I guess Silver Edge would be cool for the passives. It's not too bad. But I don't know. I'm
There's
just
so
wondering,
much
maybe maybe some more. It's basically for the. It's more for the passives than anything, for the break than anything else. But still, maybe some more damage on her would, I don't know, be better. That Aghanim would be also cool because you could use the Aghanim's Blessing, right? So you basically have an extra item. One big item that I'm actually excited about is Enchantress's MKB. That's super important in this map because once she has that MKB, she can solo down the Gyro. Even though he's tanky as hell, if he's hexed up, Hurricane Piked by the Enchantress with the electricity, he will die in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, did get the 8% impetus damage, level 25. Yeah, we really can't overlook the Enchantress. That's a really fair point, actually, especially with the Drow synergy of that Precision Aura taking effect. Man, it's so weird to suggest in a game like this. It's 30,000 net worth lead, but it does feel like eHome actually has a shot. In fact, what is the win percentage? Okay, it's 95 to 5, 95% to 5%.
That's a chance, 5%.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad at all. I've seen 99-1. I've seen actually 100-0, so it's certainly not there yet. But there is a chance for eHome.
As long as they don't lose their invoker, and as long as they continue taking high ground strategically and just staying there, the game shouldn't be difficult for them to stall. But the problem is, what do you do after you stall the game? Like, how do you pressure them? They always have buybacks. They are so rich.
Gonna have to beat KP and continue to run now, and they're chasing. A couple are for TNC, but Gabby, I don't think he's gonna be able to cut him off.
Yeah, the moment that Nimbus is on Invoker, he instantly pops BKB. He knows what's up. The Night Stalker is around. That's the way he died the last time. He doesn't want to have that repeated. Actually, Drow went for... oh, well, the shard was there, I guess, already. The MKB is completed now on end.
I know, 3,700 gold save. I mean, these cores of the Dire Side are actually getting really good farm still. Despite all this defense, it feels like.
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons is definitely the Midases that they bought early on, so early on. It's still, these items are still helping them out. Well, not Invoker any longer, as he has sold his.
A fitting bounty.
Refresher for Invoker. He is level 25. He did get the tornado cooldown.
There's another Roshan up, and he's being sold by Armel's Gyrocopter right now. That's your refresher, that's your agonist, that's your cheese. I guess Beastmaster has to take that agonist right now. There's no up.
Do you want him to take it? Yeah.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Mortality!
Oh wait, no, okay. A dirt moment there. Beastmaster, it's the wild axes now.
Oh, yeah, you're
with
right.
The axe. So I'm not gonna lie, I was with you there with the proper roar.
Nah, he's gonna spam the wild axes now forever. No cooldown. Bulk champ.
That's actually not good. That's not bad, I should say. It's not. You know,
it's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah. There's a reason he was the last one to get an axe.
Yeah.
It's, you know, what else is there to say in this game, really? It's just, this continues to be a stall for eHome. And you're playing in a major $1 million tournament, the winner bracket finals for Group A. Just game one, but still very important. Everything you can to hold out, and you know, it's again to what end. But hey, if you're eHome, figure that out later. Keep stalling. See when and if the chance comes.
Look at that damage.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And Enchantress is actually probably the scariest unit right now on the Dire side.
You have to respect that Ange. Like, you can't just push in. As long as they have enough control with her, and as long as you cannot control her, she will take you down. Look, you almost died just from that.
Healing power.
Beyond, getting some good damage from the Nimbus, however. First step, pushed her around 3 in a row. Uh-oh, Daryl might be dead. Yep, that's good. Aegis.
Yeah, but Tencha has more mana, so she needs to go back, and now you have a small opportunity perhaps, but no, they will move back. They just lost that Aegis, and they're like, okay, guys, this isn't happening. We need to find a different plan to push uphill, and you see how they draw a line. Let's try. I guess they will try to smoke up. Yeah, smoke up and go from the bottom side instead. Try to get the pick off. This smells like desperation. However, Invoker is coming here. And they see... Yeah.
There you go. It's not gonna be any damage. If they're gonna play this one, I'm seeing the loss of everything being used, and not gonna keep Booker alive on one end once again. Gabby, he's the cheese. He got low. He's back up. Somebody locked out, forced out, and the push back in. And Nimbus Cloud god, it's doing so much damage, favoring TNC. Out of the Cataclysm. I don't believe it. They're fighting at the fountain. Everyone pie bet free home. And now TNC has to retreat from here.
Man, that is crazy. I did not see that happening. I didn't see them winning that fight. It's crazy that they managed to take down eHome and force them to use so many buybacks under their fountain. Because what it looked to me like Invoker is surviving and Night Stalker is way out of position. eHome will be able to bounce back. They almost take down Night Stalker, they almost take down Gyro, but they don't take them down. They don't kill anyone and they're forced to use 4 buyback on their side. What looked like a pretty bad initiation by TNC ended tremendously well for them. They get like 4 buyback, 4 kills. Really well played. And Gyrocopter, he survived on like 5% HP, popped that BKB and Satanic and moved back in to just wipe the floor with them. Really well played.
I find it almost amusing that the only one to die, not die that is, on the entire side was Invoker. Everyone else actually ended up dying, despite Invoker being the one that barely survived in the beginning.
Yeah, he does have that buyback off cooldown right now. He just needs to farm enough gold to actually have it. But I don't know how much it's going to be helpful when none of his teammates actually have got one.
True. That's the issue. So certainly the window is open somewhat here for TNC. I will say the one thing that's unfortunate for them is we're about to hit daytime again. He does have Dark Ascension, sure, but we are coming up to daytime in about 20 seconds. And so will that mean TNC, do they wait for yet another Roshan, who's obviously still got about 40 seconds before the reclaim, and then I guess the Aegis was used anyway, so the point is at least 3.5 minutes until a possible respawn. It's likely that's where we're headed, because again, with so much on the line we keep talking about, and clearly eHome, they're in the mindset we're just gonna keep stalling this. Like, to what end, who knows, but that's their game plan. As long as the game doesn't end, you haven't lost, right? So
exactly. I mean, I've seen games like this go in the defender's way, right? In the defender's favor. You defend, you force a couple of bad mistakes from them, and listen, you're playing with a Drow Ranger and Walker, you can take down buildings in a second. Like, if you get one good team fight in which, let's say, a big core from TNC doesn't have a buyback, you can take down Throne in one single push. So it's definitely not impossible for them to win, but TNC, man, they've been playing so well in the not only in the series, in the last couple of months, that I don't believe they will let that happen. All they have to do is get another smoke, pick off get another smoke initiation, same way they did before, like perhaps wrap around from a different side and get any of these heroes that don't have a buyback. So the execution for TNC is much simpler, though. So.
Sure. It's knew it was going to be a rough game for Tree going in, and you look at the net worth, it's kind of ridiculous how only half is Tranquil.
60 minutes
That's really
in.
it.
60 minutes in, Tranquils and the Quelling Blade. That feels bad, man, right there. Press F4-3 and protect it.
Yeah, like, you know, I was talking about it earlier, if they can manage to get an axe, that actually would be pretty damn good this game, it feels like, but it's not gonna happen, so. Pipe Dream, certainly. Snore coming out from Gabby. Yeah, he's getting bored and understandable. Gyrocopter, did he buy a Moonshard already yet? No, he's sitting on 11,000 gold, so I don't know what this is going to turn into. Okay, did he just buy it?
Yeah, I think he did. With the courier, it's flying over. Have it any second now.
There you go. Now he's got the Moonshard as well. They're going to smoke up. But again, eHome's literally not leaving their base, so it's not like TNC is going to find somebody trying to just get greedy in jungle. eHome sitting in their base, continues to just push out the creep waves, and that's really it. They're going to jump in once again, but Roar coming out, Gabby following up. Tree Protector going to be the focus, maybe not the best focus though. Look at the sheep on a changes, but away. It was melting. Angle by Jack for 2 minutes. No buyback indeed. BT faded. Look at that damage coming out, but it's not enough. Armel able to tank it. In fact, Adriot not going to save her either, and she is dead too. There are no buybacks across the board, and there we go. Finally, GG's call. GNC nearly a 70,000 network lead, but it took a bit of it apparently. The eHome holding as long as they could.
Yeah,
When it's all said and done.
it took them a lot of time.
Nice.
So, yung mga pasok dito ng Hellcurt at saka yung pag-push ng lane na dire-diretso. Tsaka palang darating si Kimi. And then tsaka ba magbabamba out dito si PBNDB. Hindi talaga nila ma-execute yung clash. Diba? Tira mo, yun oh. Oo, hindi siya maka, ano. Ang nangyayari kasi dyan, ang alam kong gaming, bush gaming siya dito eh. And now, yan. Op, tira mo, hindi yan. Hindi na sila nagkameron ng side kasi sakto-sakto yung Dark Knight Falls na ginawa dito ng ating Hellcurt. Plus, dinire-diretso nila dito. You know, wild charge coming from Grok and now revitalize pa coming here from Nenas. Napakaganda.
Hindi nagawa ng dito ng Burgess Gold yung dapat natin gawin. Kasi napigilan na yung pagiging aggressive ng PBNDB.
Oo, alam kasi nila na ang mag-hold ng lane dito is yung si PBNBB.
Tama naman yung sinabi mo doon. Kasi
Oo.
alam natin, yung Burmese dito is more on offensive like team. So, ang nangyari dito, sa maagang early, sa maaga na early pa eh, no?
Oh,
Sa
maaga na, early pa.
Sa maagang pagka-snowball ng mga kakampi niya is instead of mag-aggressive sila, defense na yung ginawa nila.
Oo.
More on counter-attack na sila sa every time na or every clash na ginagawa dito ng Todak.
Pati ang nangyari kasi dito sa rotation ng ating Burmese Golds, ang nangyari sila na lang yung sumasabay, kina-counter na lang nila yung rotation na ginagawa ng ating Todak. So which is hindi na sila nag-i-stick kung ano yung plano nila. Kumbaga nasaan yung member dito, pasabayan nila.
Ayun, ang
punta
ganda
tayo
niya,
doon.
no? Ang ganda ng ginawa niya dyan.
O plus, makakatakas pa siya dyan. Ayun o, umikot siya. Dahil alam niya magninumi ng blast. Plus, andyan na yung dalawang member niya. At saka yung apat. Napakaganda.
Ito yung nakuha, yung yung Lord.
Oo, yung nakaw dito, napakaganda. Ayun o, bam. Siguro yung retry. Nag-retry ba yun? O yung shadow. Oo, yung nakapag-steal doon. Pero ladies and gentlemen, ito pa nga, parang, ayun o, binay time pa nga niya dito.
Actually, patay na yun eh. Dapat. Patay na talaga dapat yun.
Pero parang
pagkabagsak.
pero hindi natin alam. Pero ito nga, yun. Pati yung naibigay na pressure kasi ng ating nawala ng inhibitor turret dun sa top lane, sa bottom lane at saka sa mid lane, talaga nakapagbigay ng pressure sa Burmese para hindi na mag-advance pa. Diba? So again, tinan mo naman, nakabanda na pala dito na sila ng Todak.
Kalma lang sila no? Kalma lang sila.
Kalma lang sila dito. Kailangan mag-focus.
Ito yung error. Error ng Hayabusa. Kung ako sa kanya, ginawa niyang sinadukil niya lahat ng creep.
Para lang hindi
para hindi lang mag-flow.
Oo. Ayun para makikilala lang dito. Pero yun sakit na ng damage dito ng ating Hellkirk. Yung kalmot niya dito dahil naka-Scarlet Phantom. Whoop! Tuwan-tuwa dito, napasigaw ang members dito ng ating Todak. So maganda ang ipinakita ng Malaysian Pride at maganda rin naman, natutuwa din naman dahil sila yung taga doon. Diba?
Tama
So nabigyan nila ng magandang show yung mga naandun kanina pang umaga. Inabangan sila from the from the upper bracket. Yung first match nila ng lower, natalo nila doon ng ating 10 seconds gaming at ngayon natalo nila yung Burmese and they will advance against RRQ.
Feeling nyo ba lumulutang ako? Feeling ko din lumulutang ako.
Oo, pero feeling nyo ba muna? Anong feeling nyo sa mananalo bukas? Abangan natin yan. Bukas tayo, it's 11.
Nasa
11 a.m. tayo bukas. Abangan natin dyan. At sa ating mga nanood, thank you so much sa lahat. Pero abangan natin. I think meron pa tayong interview.
Meron tayong interview.
Pero ito muna ang ating MVP for the game 2. Still, Chango naman. Kanina nakita natin. Changge pa rin siya kanina. Look at that. 10-0. 10-0 plus 11 assists. Grabe naman yung ipapakita dito. I think, titingnan natin kung i-respeto to ng ating RRQ bukas,
RRQ kasi sobrang laki ng hero pool. And goods talaga sila sa...
Kumbaga parang ganito, nakita namin na ganito yung pick nyo. So, ang gagawin namin, hindi namin siya ibaban, ika-counter pickings na lang namin bukas. May mga ganun.
Kasi pansin mo, every time na kumukuha silang ganun, pinapabayaan nilang makuha yung Lolita.
Oo.
Diba? Pansin mo, every time na may Changi, may Lolita na nakukuha, hindi nila binaban. Diba? Sige, kuhanin nyo yung Lolita. Tignan natin kung maka-counter nyo itong mixture shower ko.
Yun nga yung ginagawa. Plus, naman yung items niya dito. Ice Queen 1, the Divine Lace, and then Glowing 1, and the Holy Crystal. The slow damage, slow effect, and the burst damage talaga. Napakasakit nung items niya dito. Wala pa nga siya dito hindi na nga siya naging mortality dito.
Yes.
Kaya nag-Queen Wings para lang maging kulat. Dahil alam mo na nga naman, na snowball ka na.
Yes,
diba?
Direct.
Dire-diretso mo na lang yung damage mo. Again guys, Todak ang haharap sa ating lower bracket finals for tomorrow. That will be a best of 5 series. Yan. 11 a.m. ang ating simula. Again, EVOS Legends ang nag-aabang dun sa upper bracket. Ang maganda dito, sitting pretty na dito, yung EVOS Legends. So, ang gagawin niya na lang dito, mag-review ng game dito ng mangyayari sa lower bracket at just in case na ang matalo is yung RRQ. So, parang mangyayari sa kanila, wow, natalo yung RRQ natin, which is representative pa rin ng Indonesia, so kailangan din natin paghandaan. Para sa akin, hindi pwede maging kampanya dito yung EVOS.
Oo,
diba?
syempre.
Bilog ang ML, baka sakaling po, yung home court advantage pa. Baka mabigyan. Tandaan mo, meron tayong sabi, baka ma-onic ka pa.
Oo,
diba? Meron tayong kasabihan dito sa Philippines. Pero shoutout sa ating Philippine Pride. Shoutout pa rin sa inyo. Onic PH and Sunsparks.
扯的，因为他们的一个后手救人有
You're a trusty mate.
'Yan.